All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Late Night Randomizer. We're here with Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 6. It is currently just after 1 a.m. here on the U.S. West Coast. Even later anywhere else in the U.S. In Europe, it's going to be wrapped around all the way to the next morning. So it's a pretty late race, but I'm really happy we can bring this one for you guys. We've got Name Faker and Faker Jr. on the right, facing off against Magno and Tam on the left here. Our mode is co-op all dungeons, and we're going to be getting into it pretty quickly here. All right, we're getting that name entry there on the bottom screens. The dulcet tones of Final Fantasy are ringing us in as we are ready to start here. 2 starting in Link's house, 2 starting in Sanctuary. We've got a bomb and an extra heart. So we are going to be seeing classic route divergence here. One player takes the castle, the other the Sanctuary, and heads straight to Kakariko Village. I've seen a couple of different ways that this opening can be played. Usually all kind of shakes out the same way unless you do something pretty non-standard. We have BDI and Kamir helping me out with the tracking here. We get the hook shot from the uncle. Yeah, unfortunately, we have 4 screens and I have but 2 singular eyes. So I will be leaning on them for their assistance. Yeah, a lot of how this race will progress will depend on basically what our layout of items is in this early game. So the hook shot on its own doesn't offer us quite a bit just yet. But it will become more useful later on if we find mountain access in any way. Yeah, and we do see both teams opting for the same dividing and conquering strategy. One heading to the South Shore checks as the other heads through Kakariko. Going to be keeping our eyes on Faker and Magno here as they're going to be picking up the bulk of the new checks here. Ooh, we got a 4 for 4 pieces of heart in Blind's hideout. And 1 in the back for extra good measure. Meanwhile, Mini Moldarm, you do get the powder. And yeah, a bunch of hearts. So it kind of works out. Evens out a little bit since both runners are probably going to be avoiding those respective locations. Magno might be picking up the powder, same with Junior on the right. Meanwhile, we haven't seen too much in the way of money here. We're a little bit low on cash, nowhere near Zora money here. We do pick up the boots from Cackwell, though. Ooh, and the gloves. So that is out of logic mountain access. So theoretically, both of these teams could send one member up the mountain to check most of that. Since we do have the hookshot in hand, it is a relatively lucrative location. Oh, Magno, perhaps... Okay, yeah, Magno did pick up a bottle. And rewarded with the cape. Yeah, and that was just in time there for Tam to let Magno know that there's nothing on race game. Ooh, the lamp is in the library. Magno could have picked that up, but I suppose Tam will be grabbing that after Boots. But yeah, the second those boots show up, both teams are going to be looking to get their runners in the boots, as runners want to be in. And we have seen the mushroom and the magic powder here, so we're not going to see any fake powder shenanigans going on here. No need. Yeah, one thing that is interesting though, we haven't yet seen a sword, but we do have the cape and the lamp, which does give us the potential for an Agaseed. Now, it's not as much wasted time as it usually would be, since this is all dungeons. Agus Tower does need to be completed. However, it does change the way you have to think about routing the seed if it is a logical Agaseed, or even a forced Agaseed. The Moon Pearl showing up. We're now one item away from Dark World access for our runners here. Ooh, and there's the sword. So that is Dark World access via Aghanim. And Potatoepouch does finally get that information between the two of them. Yeah, though we do see both teams going up the mountain. Makes perfect sense. There's no reason to do Aga early if there's still a possibility that you just find the hammer somewhere up on the mountain here, because there's a lot to do. And all of it is in logic with that lamp. We do see Magno heading into Hyrule Castle. I imagine, yeah, heading for these dark room checks. Doing it in the dark, though it is in logic, as Name Faker picking up the Fire Rod, I believe that is. Both teams in relatively lockstep here. We do also have that bow I just noticed on top of Spectacle Rock. Ooh, and I think that was the Ice Rod in Dark Cross. Unless I was mistaken. Could have been something else. Just saw a brief glimpse of it. Yeah, so we will need to go down into Dark Cross for our fakers on the right over here at some point before the end of the run. But we'll see now if we keep an eye on Magno if there's anything else to be found in the escape sequence. We get some mail, bombos, another sword, Namefaker's first sword. So a couple things in Paradox Cave. Oh, and I also see that the flippers showed up somewhere. Both Magno and Faker Jr. have those. Aha, it's a hospital. Of course, the alternative footwear. Yeah, you know, fun fact, in the vanilla game, if you already have the boots he gives you the flippers, it's actually progressive footwear. As fun as that fact is, I did look it up. And what is our last item? 50 rupees. So last item in Zelda Cell, 50 rupees. I don't think Magno found anything else of any import in the escape sequence. Though I do notice he has 2 swords now, so maybe there was an extra sword down there. So I'm guessing Tam is heading over for the Eastern Dip that Faker Jr. just finished. And yeah, now Namefaker is treading in Magno's footsteps. Yeah, and I think Magno's heading here to pick up the lamp and head up Aga's tower. So getting burned a little bit by the bailing on Kakarli before checking the library. But yeah, there's very little reason not to do Aga here for at least one of your runners. So on the right, Faker Jr. still has to get some of the stuff that's on the mountain, which is going to be important. You do want to have that fire rod for your Dark World, because we do have instant access to Skull Woods as soon as we get into the Dark World, since we have that hook shot. The sooner you get knowledge about what's waiting for you in the Dark World, the better. And I would say also in terms of skipping the front of escape, Aga's Tower has a lot more value to offer. It's not sunk time here. You don't really get bailed out even if you do find Hammer down there. And there's a lot more to unlock just by opening Dark World here. So you may have to come back if you're if you end up needing something there, but for now you may as well keep avoiding it. Though it should be said that it's worth covering your bases. We have seen a lot of swords. We got Magno and Tam with 5 sword pickups between them. Meanwhile, Namefaker and Faker Jr. only having 1 sword each. See if Faker Jr. decides to do the front of escape. Yeah, it looks like it. Hedging their bets here. Making sure that there's nothing to do down here. I suppose now would have been the time to be counting the blue balls in this fight. By the time somebody else is on that fight, Name Faker will be doing exciting things in the Dark World. And there it is. Aga 1 is down, and whoa, what's this? That wasn't the final boss of the game. It looks like there's an entirely new world to explore. Who would have thought that? Ooh, Magno going down. I do not believe that was a part of the ultimate plan. It is kind of equalized though, because Magno and Faker Jr. Both around the beginning of that tower climb. Meanwhile, Name Faker is cruising through the Dark World here. Would be very fortuitous if Catfish had a mirror for us. And they could just check the Zora right away here. Though we are still short on money. I see. It was not the Ice Rod, but the Master Sword. Yes. Okay. That makes a lot more sense. How we have so many swords that we found. All right. So now, keeping an eye on Name Faker, everybody else is doing stuff we have seen before, and we are, of course, seeing the Northern Dark World. Name Faker's got to be careful here. Yep. Believe they would still go down to one of those Dark World birds. Maybe not. Maybe they only do 2 on Blue Mail. I still think they do a billion. And we are seeing Skullwoods here. We might even see a clear, though it is a little bit sketchy with 6 arts total fighter sword. Nothing so far in Skullwoods, just that small key. I imagine we're going to see Name Faker. I don't know. Might head to the back, might not. Yep, okay, we're heading to the back. Feeling confident. Yeah, now we'll see where they send Magno, because Tam is already doing that Northern Dark World loop. You could send somebody to Pod, but yeah, as has been mentioned in chat, we do know where one of the bows is already. So, we do have the option of dipping Pod here. I don't know how attractive it's going to be for our runners. But it's, yeah, it is kind of the most efficient option. So you may as well open it up. If something's in there, hey, you find out about it at under 20 minutes in. Yeah, we'll see if Name Faker can pull this off. This is not an easy fight. We don't have anything other than Fighter Sword to deal damage here. Oh no, we do have the Fire Rod, I guess, but nah, not anymore. It's now empty. Gotta get those Toho reflexes going. And we did have, I guess, yeah, the bottle of blue goo. So not quite as scary as it seemed, but still a. If not as dangerous, still an equally difficult fight. Fighter Sword does take a while. But we do get our first pendant. Ooh, we do pull the mitts out of the first chest in Palace of Darkness. I imagine Faker Jr. is going to be heading there as well. The alternative is doubling up on the Village of Outcasts area. Now the mitts, does that do anything for us right away here? It does give us access to Dark Death Mountain. We can enter Ice Palace. So yeah, it does have some implications here at this stage. Ooh, that is interesting. We do have a bow-locked mirror. So that does mean that there is a bow somewhere else that is not locked behind that mirror or that bow. Oh, and that's our last sword there, out of the big chest in Skull Woods. It's only Name Faker's second, but it is the 4th overall that we have seen. It looks like Tam's gonna be a butter sword around 20 minutes in or so. I don't think we've seen anything else of particular import in Skull Woods. So yeah, Name Faker going to be showing us what lies in wait in Village of Outcasts. As Magno continues into the back of Pod, which I believe is still in logic. Yeah, we find the hammer in there. So yeah, Pod is the play here. We cannot finish it without a bow. But with that out of logic bow, we can go grab one from the mountain, I suppose. I believe that hammer was in logic. I wasn't paying super close attention to the key layout. But that particular chest, I believe, is only locked by a single key. No, though, but the rest of Pod isn't unlockable unless you have the bow at all. So yeah, that is a bow-locked hammer. So anything that is unlocked by the hammer cannot lead to the bow. The other bow that we're supposed to have at this point, anyway. So it might be possible to try and deduce where that other bow could possibly be here. Because you don't want to go up the mountain just for a bow unless you have a bunch of other stuff you can do up there. Which I suppose Faker Jr. will have, because Faker Jr. did not have the hook shot upon his first trip to the mountain. So we'll be able to do Dark Death Mountain with that while picking up the bow. You see Tam heading towards Palace of Darkness to pick up that sweet, sweet loot. And that's pod finished for Junior. Curious to see where we're gonna go next. Yeah, because this is interesting because there's only a couple places that. I suppose the bow could be, let's see, first chest, anything unlocked with the glove. Logically speaking, this seed could be, you know, go up the mountain. Well, I guess you didn't need to go up the mountain to get into pod, did you? Yeah, anything that the mitts unlock is fair game. The mirror and hammer are both logically locked by that bow that's still up on the mountain, so... Picking up our second dungeon clear here for Namefaker. And we are seeing Junior head to clear Skullwoods as well. I suppose there's some value in having that green pendant because when you head back to do Eastern and Pod, once you grab that bow, you do have the mirror and you can turn it in quick, so whoever has a chance to do that first can find out what that is. We do get our red mail there in the test game. Namefaker, so far the only one who has picked up an armor upgrade. And it looks like Tam is our first runner up the mountain. They're grabbing the bow. And presumably going to be checking out the rest of Dark Death Mountain. We have a very long dig game here. 20 rupees, the ultimate prize. As we see a really nice Hera pot there from Tam, heading straight up Tower of Hera. We do get another item out of that. I don't recall if we found an item in the lobby. Yeah, if there's a bow on blind, I definitely missed it as well. I'll be keeping an eye on Magno here, as I blinked and I missed Hype Cave as well. Don't know that we saw anything super. Oh, we found some Ari in Hype Cave. Yeah, so that is definitely something. Oh yeah, I think we did see that bow in there, because yeah, Namefaker was gonna head up to pod, realized can't go up there because hasn't been in pod yet, to get the hammer to allow access to it from that way. Yeah, so yeah, we're actually we're pretty well set up here. So we do need Quake there for Turtle Rock, and I think we're gonna see, or already have seen, Meyer here from Junior. So far, we have only seen one medallion. We found Bombos in Mini Moldorm Cave. Now, I imagine from Namefaker here, we're going to see pod into Eastern and then Green Pendant check, hopefully? No! Wait, has Namefaker... Namefaker hasn't finished Skull Woods yet? Or no. No, Eastern Palace has a Green Pendant. Yeah, I saw a pendant on Skull Woods and convinced my brain that it was the Green Pendant. No, it was blue. Or no, it was red. Either way. Yeah, the mirror, I believe... Oh, did the mirror not show up? You know, the mirror shows up in pod, yeah. Yeah, and that was a bow on blind, so that answers that question. Boy, I must have looked silly if I was still postulating on where it could possibly be after Namefaker already found that, but we do what we can here. But yeah, this is a particularly fast-paced co-op scene. There's just a lot happening. There's not a lot of downtime here where you're just kind of hunting for checks. It's always... There's been a lot of trying to route what's the best time to grab this thing that somebody knows about. Oh, and yeah, we do have... that is the ice rod there in Brewery, if my eyes do not deceive me. So yeah, I believe a couple people have picked that up, yeah. So yeah, we just need medallions. Yeah, so this is all down to who can sort of clear their checks most efficiently and locate those medallions that we know we need. I know we need Quake. I don't know if anybody saw what the Meyer medallion was. But we can be sure that our runners didn't. I don't think we've seen either Junior or Namefaker check the Meyer area yet. I believe we've only seen that on the left side. So we might have that to keep an eye out for. Yeah, you know, also at some point, we did pick up the flute. I'm sure somebody noticed. I certainly didn't. But yeah, we have that. I mean, I feel even for a co-op seed, this has been a little bit of a whirlwind. We've found a lot of items just kind of showing up in the easy to check places. Because yeah, we're a couple items. We're medallions from Go mode, and we're barely half an hour in. Ether for Misery Mire. So that means we do still need to find both medallions yet. Or both remaining medallions, rather. We are going to be seeing a new check here from both Tam and Namefaker, as they are both defeating bosses. Well, it might not be an item. I haven't counted the dungeon items. Nope, compass. They're both compasses. So now we're gonna get to see that Eastern clear from Namefaker. As Potatoepouch, or Tam of Potatoepouch rather, is going to go back and finish clearing out Swamp Palace. Looks like we have Faker Jr. heading towards Ice Palace here. We are going to be seeing Magno and Tam both finding some new stuff. Just a second here. Magno still hasn't picked up that fire rock. That was a piece of heart there. A piece of heart and some rubies in left side swamp. So that is swamp fully cleared. An area medallion to be seen there as Faker Jr. pulled the map out of the first Ice Palace chest. Swift Icebreaker nets Faker Jr. 20 rupees. As Namefaker finally grabs that green pendant that I somehow thought they already had from Skullwoods. And we're going to go see what Sahasrahla has to give us. one thing that is kind of interesting here is it's entirely possible for Ether to be in GT or Quake to be in Misery Mire or on Ped, but not both. Yeah, we'll definitely have to keep our eyes out on when any of our other runners are in a position to check Cave 45. As Magno did opt to turn in that purple chest swiftly over checking Cave 45. And looks to be heading towards Pyramid Ferry. Yeah, so interestingly here, so Faker Jr. has not yet picked up either bow. Has anybody picked up the bow from on top of the, Yes, yeah, Tam grabbed the bow from the mountain. So Tam is the only one who's sort of guaranteed to get silvers here. Everybody else could conceivably skip it. My guess is that we won't skip it, because we have the mirror, so it's easy enough to get to Turtle Rock by going the left path, even if it's a little slower in theory. You get that time back with the silvers. Oh yeah, that is some nice routing in of Hobo with the big bomb there. That's kind of the high level thing, you know? Anytime you have a chance to check Hobo by mirroring from Dark World, that's so much faster than any alternative. It's very common to see that a lot sooner, though, since fake flippers exist. We are finally getting that Zora check here. Zora's River. Yeah, very similar routing here from Faker Jr. and Tam. Not but 10 arrows. So between all four of our runners here, we are running low on things that we haven't seen yet. I do not believe we have seen Spike Cave, which is an option. K45, I don't think anybody has shown us quite yet. I know we have seen Dark Death Mountain. Somebody was doing Hookshot Cave. I believe it was Tam, because Tam is the one who got the bow from the top of the mountain after getting the mirror. seeing a lot of retreaded ground here. Imagine Tam is going to be showing his K45 here, so this is, I believe this is new. I suppose there's also radio that we saw. And there it is, yep, Ether Medallion in K45, which Magno skipped earlier, which, you know, live and learn. However, they are still the first team to get it, so although Namefaker and Faker Jr. do have things they can be doing here, they're making time. Yeah, they have, I think they have a pretty comfortable dungeon lead, I feel. Granted, Thieves Town isn't the slowest dungeon in the world. Same for Eastern and Desert, which Tam hasn't completed yet. And we are now getting that Graveyard Ledge check. Because although Ether Medallion opens up Misery Mire, there's 2 checks in Misery Mire plus the... Oh, there we go, there's Quake. So yeah, it was both mirror checks. Alright, so that is... that's no mode, but only for the viewers at home. We are the only ones privy to the information where everything is that we need to find in this seed. Our runners still have to find this out for themselves. Though I wouldn't be surprised if Tam headed to Graveyard Ledge after finishing up Thieves Town here. Yeah, Brogor pointing out that with that Quake Medallion in hand, it is possible that Motte will be heading into GT before checking K45. We'll see what Faker Jr. does right here, because now is kind of the best chance to check K45, because I believe they've done Smith Chain already, one of them. Seeing a flute taken out. All right, so not gonna walk straight to K45. Yeah, heading towards. Well, hold on a second here. Does Junior have the bow, or? A little bit interesting. Oh yeah, so you know, Faker does have the bow. So I imagine Faker went up the mountain. So I don't think we saw Thieves Town from Faker Jr. I mean, he definitely has it, because I saw it in the hotbar. Okay. So scratch what I said about this being interesting. This makes perfect sense, actually. That is our first silver arrows, I believe. Tam grabbing those from blind. And we'll see if Tam finds the Quake Medallion in Graveyard Ledge. It is possible that you just decide to go to clean up some stuff in the area here, yeah, and then go to Mire. Alright, so we are going to be seeing the odd eastern play. Tam heading up the mountain. Nope, not up the mountain. Just the save and quit spot. Yeah, so to Mire area. Tam heading into Mire. Makes sense. You found the ether medallion. You may as well clear a dungeon. Hope you run into Quake along the way. Yeah, and Magno now heading up the mountain for the first time here. Finally picking up that fire rod. We also have Name Faker here in Swamp, so we'll see if he decides to check Cave 45 afterwards. And this is possibly our first Spike Cave that we're seeing here from Magno. It's possible it's happened already and I missed it, but I do not recall seeing this. Not that it could be anything particularly important, but I suppose if it's something like Book, it could end up wasting some time. Alright, so this could be Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb here from Magno. I can't imagine at this point that it's anything else, so it looks like Potatoepouch is going to be hitting their go mode momentarily. So this is interesting because Potatoepouch is going to be the first to hit go mode here, but Motte is a little more, I think a little further ahead, I could say, in terms of dungeons. They've both completed Pod and Eastern, neither of which Tam has done at this point. But there they go. There's that Quake medallion. So now they have all of the puzzle pieces, and they just need to make sure they put the pieces together as quickly as possible. They are going to be the first ones done with Mire, which is not an insignificant chunk of time. Especially here since, well, no, because, yeah, so Faker Jr. here is just doing Desert. Does not yet have Ether, so can't go into Mire. So they will have the option of just go-moding Mire, which could save them a lot of time. I didn't pay attention to the key layout, if they're going to have that God Mire opportunity or not. But yeah, Potatoepouch does have a chance here, as long as... Yeah, because Namefaker did not head straight to Cave 45. They've got to head there at some point in order to grab Ether Medallion. Yeah, it definitely makes it harder to call the race early here, because, you know, even though Motte is quote-unquote wasting time not finding Ether Medallion, this isn't exactly wasted time, because this is time they're gonna have to spend anyway. The downside is, you know, if you can get a faster clear, which oftentimes you can't really in Turtle Rock. Go mode Turtle Rock doesn't save a huge amount of time on average. But there's the overworld movement. A lot of those little time saves can add up if you're already knowingly in go mode. Oh, nice specky clip there from Magno. Shoutouts to the new trick on the block. And so Tam now is heading to do the Pod Eastern play. Faker Jr. clearing out Thieves Town. That's kind of the last chance to go ahead to K45, I feel. And they've got to know at this point that they don't have it. They've almost completely cleared each other's dungeons here on the right-hand side of the screen. Tam and Magno still behind on dungeons overall, but if they can keep things together and execute, and if for some reason Faker Jr. misses the chance to check K45 here, they're definitely still in it. Yeah, because Magno's got Go Mode Ice Palace, Go Mode Skull Woods, Go Mode Misery Mire, and then Tower of Hera and Turtle Rock. So a number of dungeons, a fair number, but you can complete them deceptively quickly for what we sort of tend to consider. Yeah, Tam is finishing up Pod here, and then Eastern. Yeah, Tam's actually very, very close here. Just finishing up Pod now, and then 2 Light World dungeons plus TR, and they are ready to head into GT and finish off the game. Interesting thing to see here. I imagine that Name Faker is planning on finishing Turtle Rock and heading to Tower of Hera, finishing that off, and then heading into GT. If Faker Jr. checks K45 and finds Ether there, before that is able to come to pass, then I think that's the best outcome for them. Though, you know, theoretically, you can just finish GT and then do Mire and then fight Ganon. It's obviously nicer to fight Ganon right after GT because it plops you down right there, but, you know, do what you have to in these co-op seats. Yeah, we do see Faker Jr. heading north, which makes sense since he does not have either medallion right now. And opts to go for the one he knows the location of, which is entirely reasonable. When I am hungry, I go to the fridge. I do not look under my bed, even though there might be food under there. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like they're putting all of their chips on GT Ether. Makes sense, you know. Either they're assuming they've already done K45, or they're just assuming it's more likely to be in GT than K45 anyway, which is overwhelmingly statistically true. There's like a dozen or so checks that it could be in GT. And only one in Cave 45 that it could possibly be. It would have to be every single Cave 45 check. But only one of the GT checks. So it's a much better odds to just gamble on GT. And honestly, if you're in this position in this race, you know, like, you feel like that's a reasonable gamble. Slowly but surely, Potatoepouch has been clearing out these dungeons. Tam is almost at that final... Well, not final dungeons, last to do TR, but almost completely done here. So Name Faker is the first 7 crystals. So we do have the opportunity to play our favorite game. Guess a number between 1 and 22. If you're right, you get a free dosage of dopamine straight to the brain. So ideally here, Motte wants the GT Big Key to be in Tile Room on check 22, because that means that the time that they will inevitably spend here will have to be spent by the other team as well. Because the time they spend in here looking for Ether is the only time that's really wasted here. You know, overworld movement notwithstanding. fact remains that they are ahead in the ground race, I feel. Though Tam is really not far behind. Tam is actually, I think, probably in a solid second place in terms of actual game progression here. Alright, I believe that's 8 in GT. Kind of forgot that that I need to count that. Yeah, I will say guessing is open still, but you would be a fool if you guessed anything less than 9 at this point. Check number 9, just some bombs. And there we go. That's, I believe, 12. We didn't see 12, but we did see 13. But yeah, as predicted, we do see Namefaker continuing on. Because you still need to find Ether. You don't know that it's in K45. So going to be, unfortunately for our two fakers here, some extra time here spent in GT. And with Faker Jr. finishing off Trinex there, it's highly likely that both of them are going to end up wasting some time in GT here. Because I don't think a Namefaker is going to be able to find out that Ether is not in here before Faker Jr. has a chance to do some checks. Close call there from Meg. Disappointment is palpable as the big key does not, in fact, unlock the last item they need. I'm sure Namefaker was secretly hoping that that big key was going to just give them Ether. It would be so perfect. You can't expect it to happen, but some part of you always does. Surely the next chest I open will be exactly what I need. That's the reason we all play this game. Yeah, so with all this extra time that they're going to be spending in GT, because you've got to know they're going to be checking all the chests at the top as well, losing little inches of time here and there. Magno only has Hera and Turtle Rock left. Tam is almost done with Turtle Rock, and we'll just have GT to go. Meanwhile, once Faker Jr. and Namefaker are both done with GT here, they're going to have to find they're both going to have to go find and grab Ether and finish Misery Mire. And it's, yeah, we'll see what kind of time difference they're at once they finish GT. Ether is hiding out in Cave 45, which Motte has thus far neglected to check. interesting. Is Faker Jr. checking tile room? It has to be what we're getting here. Yeah, so Tam finishing Turtle Rock as Magno enters. Name Faker on Landmos 2. But a Meyer behind both of the opponents. Yeah, my guess on the tile room scenario is, you know, Name Faker knows Junior's coming in. Figures you check compass room, start up the climb in the event that it's not there, and you know you take some time, equalizes the time between the runners in GT. So now all Junior has to do is climb. Name Faker can get the intel on the upper chests. He's going to be able to find out that all of them do not contain ether, and relay that very, very sad news back to Junior. There's one final hope to have dashed, as the post-Moldorm chest will also not contain ether. So they now have all of the information that ether is not up here. So they could be considering the book, which will lead them to K45, because, you know, you check Bombos and the book, and K45 close to each other, I feel, in most circumstances. Certainly in this circumstance, when it's one of the only checks you have left. Alright, that is the first Aga 2 down. So after GT, Tam is, I would say, about at the start of GT, couple minutes in. So a GT tower climb behind, but a Meyer clear ahead. This is definitely a nerve-wracking position to be in here. You go through all of this. You don't know where ether is. You're at the point where you're checking vanilla ether tablet for ether, and your opponent still hasn't finished, and they're not going to finish for a little bit yet. So you're thinking, you know, it can't be somewhere that I could have easily gotten a long time ago. Oh, we do not see ether tablet here from Name Faker. Yeah, I think Tam was the only one who checked Spike Cave, or perhaps Magno. I forget who it was. Either way, I think the only one who checked Spike Cave was the left side. Oh yeah, ether tablet was checked, right. Okay, we did, that was mentioned. My excuse is that it's 2:30 a.m. right now. Faker Jr. joining Name Faker here in the Ether Hunts. And it's only a matter of time. Potatoepouch closing in on that victory. I don't know exactly which skips they each made. Obviously, they each skipped something. Yeah, it looks like Namefaker's heading to K45. Maybe they're both heading to K45. Oh no, Namefaker hasn't done Smith Chain. Did either of them do Smith Chain? Faker Jr. heading for the red bomb. Oh yeah, they dodged Smith Chain entirely. Wow. I thought for sure I'd seen somebody carrying a purple chest twice. Yeah, and I think this is kind of giving away some of the advantage that they did gain. And part of why they're ahead was dodging this stuff that they're now checking. It is looking grim for Faker fans here tonight. Alright, so that is Pyramid checked off. But yeah, Tam is essentially done with GT, so going to be finishing within the next 5 minutes. Yeah, so you have to think that Faker Jr. is going to head to K45 right here. If they're tracking their checks appropriately, they will know that the only thing that Jr. can really do is check K45. Oh yeah, Bombos. Yeah, Bombos, and then K45, I guess? Yeah, because Namefaker did the save and quit to get there just a little bit faster. But yeah, Tam here now, seconds away from dropping into that Ganon fight. As Motte pull Nothing Burger out after Nothing Burger here. And yeah, Namefaker now heading up to... Well, no. Can't quite go to K45 here. Oh yeah, never pulls the heart out of the ground there. And there we go, Faker Jr. Seeing that Ether Medallion, I think too little too late, as Tam is already in phase 2 of the Ganon fight. Magno a little bit behind on Lamos too, but I would wager that, you know, the time it'll take for them to clear Meyer and walk back to Ganon to drop in is... all I'm saying right now is we're in Ganonfall territory here. Yeah, we don't anticipate any mistakes on Ganon here, but I think that's what it's gonna take for a Motte bashen to pull it back here. The time between our two runners is averaged, but the first clear does have a pretty big weight here, as Tam is going to be finishing in just a few seconds with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 10 seconds. Pretty speedy time there from Tam. Magno close behind on Moldorm 2 here. Yeah, both runners in mire here, but yeah, they're having to go through the motions. It's not a god mire, so yeah, Magno just 2 boss fights away. Well, Magno could drop the ball here. Okay, no, it does have that backup blue. Not getting those shots right on Agate's. That's a Tempered Sword Silver's fight here for Magno. Still a relatively close race, all things considered here. Motte bashen isn't too far behind. You know, Magno does, fall to Ganon there, but it's early. Early in the fight, not too much time lost there. Yeah, I mean, I guess if that happens a couple more times, but the fact that the Tam has already been done for 2 minutes, it takes the edge off for Magno a little bit there. But yeah, with half magic and the cape, it's not really any reason to leave too much to chance here. We've got the silvers. We don't really need to conserve our magic bar too much. Yeah, it's entirely possible. Actually, it's looking like both of the runners are going to be dropping into GT before Magno finishes. By dropping into GT, I mean dropping into Ganon's arena to fight him. Yeah, so pretty close all things considered, but yeah, that advantage that Tam had really looking like it's paying off for Potatoepouch here. As yeah, that is going to be it. Magno and Tam taking number 1 and number 2 in this race. And that is that. Magno finishing with an official time of 1 hour, 24 minutes, and 12 seconds. So GG's in chat for Potatoepouch, the winners of this race. And in the end, it all came down to not ever having routed in K45 for Motte bashen. And we get that photo finish from the two of them as well. GG's in chat, maybe even 4Gs. GGGG for that beautifully synchronized finish. A beautiful showing, even if it is second place in this race. Yeah, that is according to racetime.gg, it is a dead tie for the two of them. Which is ideally what you like to see. You like to see that in your co-op games. You want to both save the maximum amount of time. I'm just gonna check here, see if anybody is interested in coming on for an interview. I believe we're working on getting our friends in here for an interview. Yeah, we've got Magno and Tam on deck. And there we are. GG's to both of you guys.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
So yeah, tell us a little bit about your process through this seed. How are you feeling? I know you were trailing a little bit overall, from our perspective, but clutched it up in the end. Managed to get both of those medallions locked down, which helped out.
Yeah, we already chatted after the game. So we got Ether before GT, so that helped. And the 50 rupees on the pyramid definitely helped, because we said we both go just to Village of Outcast, Skywoods area, and then we get the clutch 50 rupees, and I just said, okay, let me bottle glitch in pod, and there was everything, mids, hammer, mirror. So we scouted that kind of early. But after Skywoods, I just didn't want to go back to Graveyard Ledge for the Quake.
Yeah, that Ether was so lucky. Like, I said at some point that it was possible that they could get Quake first, but I didn't actually think that it would happen. So it was kind of messy.
Tam said they would do Graveyard Ledge King's Tomb just before doing K45 digging game, but decided otherwise.
In fact, I actually, Magner could have done that as well after Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah.
And then he didn't, so we kind of got saved by that as well.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a lot of stuff that showed up really early, and it came down to medallions really quickly.
Yeah, once we were in Darkwood after Skywoods and Pod, we basically had everything to beat at least 6 dungeons. So we didn't want to miss a jet. by checking Graveyard Ledge and the off checks.
Right.
Didn't really want to do much overworld in Village as well. But
Yeah, those were some easy to dodge medallions for sure.
Yeah, it kind of helped that, like, because we got so many stuff, we didn't do, like, the South Dark Wall stuff, which made it easier to come back to K45 first. But they were still both really bad, both medallions.
Yeah, there was definitely a long period in kind of the middle section where everybody was just clearing dungeons and not really finding anything.
Hmm.
But yeah, GG's. Is this your guys' first win?
This was game 2. We won
Game
both.
2, okay.
yeah, the first game
Game
was
1 was...
Kroger and Tam versus Face and Name Faker.
Yeah, equally last location-y. So,
Yeah, we only had Pedestal left before finding Ether.
Right, yeah, pedestal. Yeah, I guess that would be on the table, wouldn't it?
I know for Quake, I mean for
Or,
Quake.
yeah, for Quake, yeah. Because you guys found Ether first.
yeah, I was in the middle of saying, I guess I'm doing Ped next, when Magner found the Quake, so... It didn't really matter, because, like, it was... If he didn't find it, then I was just doing Easton next anyway. But
Did the Fakers also go to Pot right after Aga?
Yes. If I recall. I'm running on empty here tonight. It's almost 3 in the morning for me. But yeah, I think they made a similar dip. The routing was pretty similar overall. It was just kind of when those overworld checks got routed in, because they managed to dodge everything. You know, all of Smith Chain, that they never checked that. So there was actually a lot that they hadn't done after they finished GT. If they had just a little bit less, it would have been closer. I still don't think they would have beaten Tam, but
yeah, I mean, if they had... It seems like if they had gotten Ether first, they probably would have won by a lot. So,
yeah, they would have. They beat you into GT by, I think, most of GT.
Yeah.
But they hadn't found Ether yet, so it was very much a toss-up.
Were they in GT at the same time-ish?
Yes. They were around. They were in the climb at a similar time. Name Faker got most of the basement done by the time Junior entered. But yeah, if you guys don't have anything else, I think we can wrap this up. I know I'm itching to crawl into bed. I know for you Europe folks, your day's just starting. But I was glad we could get this restream on for you guys, because these slots are hard to fill sometimes.
Yeah, thanks for putting on and doing commentary, and even at the late hour.
Late hour or very early hour? Yeah, thank you. And thanks for tracking BDI and Kmir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
thanks for
lifelines.
the restream.
All right, well, I guess that'll do it for me. So unless you guys have anything else to say, I think that'll do it. Have a great night or day. Especially people who are having a day. I don't think there's too much use in wishing anybody a good night, because it's pretty much over at this point. So yeah, we'll see you all next time.
Yeah, we have a next match coming up 11:10 a.m. Bratwurst Buddies versus Team Hime on SpeedGaming 2. That's the next one is on the schedule. So yeah, it's still a bit until that starts. GG's to the Fakers, and yeah, have a good one. Bye bye.